There's evil in this world, and we have clips in today's video that are the evilest people being interviewed, and the things they do and say will blow your mind. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on any of them, and I saved some of the crazy ones for last. Let's move into this first interview. Aileen Wuornos. Aileen is said to be the first female serial killer. She doesn't find that she's done anything wrong, and that is something that is scary. You'll have to hear what she says when she's asked if she believes she's a serial killer or not.
Just shot and self-defense, boom, boom, boom. You know, they weren't cut up, they weren't sliced up, no OJ jazz, you know. And he said, I did the most horrendous crime in the whole wide world.
But you've been convicted of killing 7 men.
Everybody's looking at the number.
Does that not, you killed 7 men, 7 strangers. Does that not make you a serial killer?
So I didn't kill them every day, did I?
This next interview is disturbing. We now have Paris Bennett. This man, who was convicted when he was 13 years old, is in prison for life after ending his sister's life. He said the reason he did this was to get back at his mom and make her feel bad. This is disgusting.
Specifically, in the end,
yes,
to cause your mother maximum pain. This has achieved your goal, which was to effectively mean your mother lost both her children at once.
Because I loved her. I loved her with every fiber of my being.
They say it's like asking a colorblind person to describe the color red. They can't do it. He can't describe love because he can't feel it.
Now we have Stephen McDaniel. This man in 2011 took the life of his neighbor and classmate Lauren. His entire plan was to make it so he committed the crime was never to get caught. It was a fantasy of his. This thankfully didn't happen. Before they knew it was Stephen who committed the crime, there was an interview on the day her body was found, and Stephen acts concerned for her and shocked by what happened, yet it was him the entire time.
We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
Any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. We just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Next up we have Edmund Kemper. Thankfully, so far, all these people are locked up and in jail because they don't deserve to be out. But this man, Edmund Kemper, is an American serial killer who at the age of 15 started with his grandparents and then later moved on to 8 more people.
I'd wanted to kill my mother since I was 8 years old, and I'm not proud of that. It started with surrogates at a non-human level. Physical objects, my possessions, other people's, destruction of things that are cared about, and then destruction of things that are living on a lower level, small animals, insects, animals, and then finally it started coming to a head again, so I went back down, I ran away back down there, and then a month later I'm up living with my grandparents in the mountains, and 10 months later I murdered them. It made it worse to be on top of a mountain. I was literally on top of a mountain when it happened, and I sensed everybody in the world just stopping what they were doing, turning around, saw what I did, and are coming to get me. And I knew I was paranoid at that moment. I knew anybody that came up there and gave me a funny look or a fishy eye or quizzical look, I'd have blown their brains out thinking they were coming.
Moving to the next interview, we now take a look at Edward Edwards, aka the Hook Man. This man was one of the biggest con artists, yet he changed his ways and became a serial killer. These are two very different things. Just wait till you hear this man's interview. He admits to all the crimes that he has done.
Taking his hand, he's going through the bottom of the duffel bag, trying to find the cigarettes. And I'm standing right here. And I have the sawed-off shotgun, and I ease it out of the bag while Danny's down there looking. And I want the death penalty.
You don't want to be in prison for a long time on everything else that's going
Right,
on.
I'm not a healthy man.
Moving into the next interview, we now have the Night Stalker. This man, known as the Night Stalker, was convicted for murder, and he later was interviewed and has zero remorse for what he's done. Not just that, but the creepiest thing ever was when he admits that he's even evil.
You admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil in some form or another, are we not? Yes, I am evil. Not 100%, but I am evil. On a small scale, what governments do on a large one. They are a product of the times, and these are bloodthirsty times. Even psychopaths have emotions if you dig deep enough, but then again, maybe they don't.
We now have Liam McCartney. I might have pronounced that last name wrong, but in 2016, Liam and his friends decided that they were going to create a master plan on how they were going to become rich. Little did they know this was the dumbest plan ever. Their friend Sarah was left a large amount of money from her mom when she passed away. Liam and his friends decided they were going to end Sarah's life and then take all of her money. Sadly, Sarah is now gone, but thankfully these two are locked up and got nothing. How Liam was caught was a friend secretly recorded him confessing what he's done. Thankfully, this friend literally would choose the other girl over this guy because keeping a secret like this could have been the hardest thing in the world, and clearly this guy does not deserve anything. Thankfully, he returned this into the feds, and here I have that clip.
Yeah, and dude, alright, so I'm hanging out with her. She has, we went to the bank, she took some money out, not all of her money. We're counting it out, and then she goes to walk out the front door. I choke her out, drag her. My biggest problem was the dog. It took me a half an hour to kill her. I thought I was going to be able to choke her out and have her out in like a couple minutes.
Now, ending the video off, we have arguably the most disturbing of them all, John Wayne Gacy. This man was committing murder in the 1970s, and even just till 2017, one of his victims was found. John used to dress up as a clown for events within his neighborhood. In 1978, Gacy was caught, and that's just crazy because everything started in the 1970s. It's so disturbing knowing that this man has over 30 victims. In this interview, and actually the only interview that Gacy has done on this topic, while he was on death row, he tries to convince everyone that he's innocent. Yet, clearly, it's proven that he's not. This guy's crazy.
Know the truth and the honesty of it. If they want to be convinced or brainwashed into what they believe, then fine, then go ahead and kill me. But vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, because you will have executed somebody that didn't commit the crime. When they paint the image that I was this monster who picked up like these altar boys along the street and swatted them like flies, I said, this is ludicrous. Taking 3.5 hours of truth serum, and under sodium amytal, the maximum amount that I could have, it shows that I have no knowledge of the crime whatsoever.
Well, there you have it. Which of these interviewers were the most disturbing to you? Click on another video on the screen right now to continue watching more videos super similar to this one, and I'll see you guys in that video.